The Marriott Center here on campus can hold up to 22,000 people. If you add another 8,000 to that number, you'll get the number of children in Uganda that have been abducted in the last 20 years of their civil war. The Civil War began as a war between tribes. Today, a man named Joseph Kony leads the rebel army. He thinks he is the reincarnation of Jesus Christ, and so he calls it the Lord's Liberation Army. What he wants to do is liberate his people from an oppressive government, but there's one problem. He doesn't have the people's support. And so what he has to do to get people to fight in his army is he has to abduct children to fight for him. He abducts children between the ages of 8 and 12 years old because they're the most impressionable. He can teach them and brainwash them how to kill. He sends out videotapes that teach people what will happen if they go against him. In these videotapes, he says that if you go against him, he says, we will cut off your nose and your ears together. In the end, you will die by the sword. Then we will abduct your children, and we will burn them to death. Patrick is one young man who was abducted when he was 10 years old. NBC's Dateline went to Uganda last year to talk to people over there, and they talked to Patrick. He explains what happened when the army came to his house in the middle of the night to abduct him. He says they took everyone outside, they held the children at gunpoint, and they killed his father in front of his eyes. Then they took a knife to his mother and left her there on the ground until she was near dead, and said to Patrick, Patrick, if you want to live, you will kill your mother. Patrick killed his mother so he could live. 2 years later, he escaped from the rebel army, and he's been in hiding ever since. The United Nations, among other people, wonders how something of this magnitude can happen with little or no international support. The Ugandan government does little to stop this because it's a battle between tribes and they don't want to get involved. Also, they're located in the southern part of the country. Most of the fighting happens in the northern part. The United States has given humanitarian aid, but they've done little to stop the actual fighting. And so the decision is left up to people like you, to people like me, to normal people who care about what's going on thousands and thousands of miles away in Africa, to care about children like these, and people over there that want the war to stop. The children are doing things in Uganda to help themselves. Each night, they do something called a night commute, where they leave their homes and they take with them a blanket or a sleeping mat or maybe nothing, and they travel into town where it's a little safer to sleep. Here they sleep at schools, at churches, under verandas, or just anywhere that they can find a place, such as this. You can see that picture? As you can see, it's very crowded where they sleep, and the sanitation conditions are poor, so many of them are subject to disease. Thank you very much. There they are. Because of this, because children spend most of their time in hiding, many of them do not get to go to school, and they don't get the familial support that they need. The federal government last year passed a bill in the Senate to make a peaceful resolution to this conflict in Uganda, but they haven't acted on it yet. And that's where you come in. We need to help the federal government understand that we want to act on this, that we want to stop the war in Uganda. Invisible Children Incorporated is a nonprofit organization that was set up exactly for that purpose. And on April 29th of this year, coming up real soon, they are organizing a global night commute, where we will do the same things that those children in Africa are going to do tonight, and the next night, and the night after that, unless we put a stop to it. We'll grab our sleeping bags, our pillows, and we'll all join together at designated locations, one of 130 in the country, and we'll sleep in schools, in churches, on football fields, wherever we can find a place. This will show the federal government that we care about what is happening in Uganda, and it will tell them to act on that bill that was passed. You can visit invisiblechildren.com to sign up for this and to learn other ways that you can help out the effort, because this is one problem that we're going to solve by lying down.